What's up guys, it is Sean from the Custom iPhones channel. Today we will be showing you how to download iOS 7 Beta 6 on your iPad mini. Now I do fully support, if you want to update your iPad, I do fully support that because the iOS 7 for your iPad is coming out in October sometime then. Maybe it might come out in September, but more than likely it's coming out in October. That's kind of the pattern that Apple's been keeping over the years. So for those users who don't want to wait until then and don't have an iPhone like me, uh, you're probably gonna want to update it early. So where we can do this through a security flaw found in Apple's system. What the three things you're going to need for this, four things you're going to need for this is your current software version, and I'll explain that a little bit more later. iOS 7 firmware for your device, for your corresponding device, and iTunes. Notice how I have these labeled LTE. So I'll explain that later on in more detail. So now here we're going to go to this site called felixbruns.de, and you're going to be presented with this page right here. It's going to say Felix Bruns there at the top. You're going to go into the section where it says iPhone, iPod, iPad, and Apple TV firmware. Click on that, and right here it's going to say iPhone, iPod Touch, iPad, Apple TV. Click that little arrow to reveal the drop down box and go to your corresponding device. It has basically all firmwares for all devices from back. Let's see, the iPod Touch first generation. We all know how old that is. So let's look for our device, the iPad mini. And this same process here that I'm doing, it will work for most other Apple devices. So say the Apple iPad 2 and the iPad 4, as well as the other model iPad mini. So say for example you have a GSM, it will work for the GSMs. The Wi-Fi models, it'll work for the Wi-Fi models. iPhone 4, 4S, and 5, it'll work for them. iPod Touch 5th generation, unfortunately, only supports the iOS 7 update. So let's look for our file. Now, like I said earlier, you need to download the corresponding the latest version file for your device. So say I'm still at 6.1.2 on my iPad from the day I got it. No, 6.1. Sorry about that. Say I didn't update it from the day I bought it. Now you would think, okay, I would download 6.0.2. No, you're going to have to download 6.1.3, the latest version for your device. So again, not 6.0.2, download 6.1.3, the latest version for your device. And I'm going to go into detail with this for the iPhone 5 as well. The iPhone 5 here, it says 6.1.4. Now, it's going to be different for the other iPhones. It goes up to 6.1.3 on the iPhone 4S. Same as the iPhone 4. For the iPhone 5, you must download 6.1.4. You cannot download anything lower than that because it will not work. So let's go ahead and continue. So I have the Wi-Fi, iPad mini Wi-Fi plus cellular CDMA. I'm going to download 6.1.3 because that is the latest version. Again, sorry about that. I don't know why it's popping up. 6.1.3, go ahead and hit the download button there. And if you have Google Chrome, it'll download down there. I believe Internet Explorer does that too. And now you're going to go to a site called jailbreakiosx.com, and I'll put the links for all of this down in the description below. And I'll also put a link for iTunes download if you don't already have it. You probably should since you have an iOS device, but I'll put the link for that down in the description as well if you don't have it. Now you're going to come all the way down to a part where it says download the iOS 7 Beta 6 IPSW firmware. Now you're going to look for the corresponding firmware for your device. So say, okay, I have the iPad mini. I don't have the Wi-Fi. I don't have the Wi-Fi GSM. I have the Wi-Fi plus CDMA. That's the file that I would download. Now, for your iPhone users, for the iPhone 4 in particular, it says GSM Rev A 8G GSM CDMA. Now we have two GSM IPSWs and only one CDMA. If you have a CDMA iPhone 4, So this would be your iPhone on Verizon, which yeah, yes, your iPhone on Verizon would would work with this. 4S, there's only one link for all 4S, and iPhone 5, same thing. Just make sure your iPhone is either GSM or CDMA. CDMA would be Verizon and Sprint, and GSM would be AT&T. So and T-Mobile, I believe. So just to make sure you have all of this, I'm going to take you to a link here. As soon as I find, okay, right here. How to identify iPhone and iPad models to download correct firmware. Now you can either go on the back of your device and look for it, or as you can see there, or check the check the device model in the back shell. You can check there, or you can go into settings, general, about, legal, regulatory, and sorry about that again, everything is just popping up here. As you can see, that's where you would find it on the back shell. And in regulatory, this would be your model number right here. Just make sure it matches the model number outside. If you change the back plate to your iPhone, you probably should go into regulatory because the model number could be different. So go ahead and hit download to the corresponding file. So I have iPad mini Wi-Fi CDMA, so that's the one I'm going to click. And it's going to take you to another link to another website. You're going to hit agree with the mega terms of service. You're going to hit download. Now I already did this, so I'm not going to wait for this to download because it takes a long time to download, especially if you don't have a fast internet connection. I do, but it still takes a while to download. As you see there, it says like 45 minutes, and it's going to generally stay there. But if it does change, I'll come back to it. It'll let me know. So now we're going to, after you have both of these downloaded, you're going to go into iTunes. Just wait for iTunes to load up a bit there. Please excuse my computer, it's a bit slow today. It's acting weird, I don't know why. Okay, it looks like it's popping up here. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is plug in your device with the cable that's included with your device when you purchased it. Plug it in. You're going to hear the chime, probably twice. And it will come up there. So just wait for it to show up, and now once it shows up, click on it. Now here's what you're going to do. When you get to this part where the summary, make sure you're on summary. Once you get to this part, you probably should back up your iPad as well, or whatever device you're using. You should probably back it up as well before you do all of this, just to save your data onto your computer, save purchases, just in case you haven't. You won't have all your apps on there. If you have your contacts synced through iCloud, your contacts will still be on there, but all your apps will be gone. Probably if you haven't saved the data from your apps, it will be gone as well. So if you want to save all of that, I recommend you save it before you start this process here. So go ahead and back up your iPad. Backing up your iPad will not save the data on your apps. So say for example you're playing a really cool game like Real Racing 3. You're playing that game and you got really far into it and you didn't save it. I don't even know if there's a way to save Real Racing 3, but you didn't save it before restoring this. You will start back from the beginning of Real Racing 3 like I did. I made that mistake of not saving it before I did this process here. So once it's finished backing up, should take a minute here. Okay, now you see that iPad logo showing you that it is done. Now, there's a way that you have to do this, and if you don't do it like this, it will not work. You must press the shift key, and then left click on Restore iPad. Now, once you left click on Restore iPad, you're going to search for the software IPSW that you downloaded. Now, say for example you have the same situation as me. I have the iPad mini, the LTE model 6.1.3. Now I didn't put CDMA there to just prove to you that it was CDMA, but it is. So if you have to put that one, you can't put any other like I have others here for iPhones. You have to put this one. If you don't put that one, it won't work. It'll say something like, for example, I'll put the CDMA iPhone here. I'll just hit the open button, and it'll say the iPad cannot be restored because the file firmware is not compatible. Now if you hit shift to restore, again, iPad mini LTE 6.1.3, you're gonna hit open down there. You're gonna hit open. I'm not gonna hit open because I already did this. Now once your iPad fully restores, you're back to the setup screen. Set your iPad up as a new iPad. Do not set it up from a backup. If you do that, it will not work. You have to follow all the directions I'll be giving you exactly how I say it. Set it up as a new iPad. Do not set it up as a backup for another iPad. So set it up as new. Don't even bother putting in your iTunes information. It'll just take too long, and it's an unnecessary step. It doesn't change anything. So just skip the iTunes sign-in process and go back to iTunes, and you should say iOS 6.1.3. It won't say 7.0. Hit shift again once your 7.0 is done downloading. You're going to hit shift again. You're gonna make sure you save it to your desktop or somewhere that you can find it. Hit shift, check for update, left click on shift, check for update, not restore iPad, check for update. Shift, any one of the shifts, it doesn't matter. Shift, check for update. Now, what you're doing here, you're searching for the firmware that you downloaded. It won't work any other way unless you do it like this. You're going to click the firmware corresponding with your device. So I have the iPad mini LTE. I would hit the firmware that I named iPad mini LTE 7.0, and it'll say Apple device software update file. You're going to hit that one, and you're going to hit open. I'm not going to do this because I've already done it. Now, this skips all the verification checks on your on iTunes. It skips all the verification checks. It skips past all of them, so you don't have to worry about you entering a UDID, registering your device with a UDID. It skips all the verification checks, and this was a security flaw that many have found in Apple's system, and I'm just showing you how to do this, like a lot of other people have. So once this is done, your iPad or iPhone or iPod Touch should be good to go, and it will look like, let me see if I can get you an image here of the iOS 7. It'll look like this. You see all of that there, and you can even look at my other video. You can look at my other video to see how iOS 7 actually looks. I'll post a link for that video in the description as well. It pops up again, I don't know why. So that's about it for this tutorial. Now, you guys have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, whatever time you guys are watching this. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos. That would really help me a lot. It'll show me that you guys care. Yeah, subscribe so that I could know how many people are actually interested in watching my videos. It'll boost my self-esteem to make more videos. And also, comment down below any questions or concerns you have about this video, any concerns you have about your device before you update it. Again, I do recommend that you back up your device with iCloud or through your computer. I did both just to be sure. And what the backup does, it basically saves all your current information. Uh, so say for example you added a new contact and you didn't get to back up to iCloud yet, it saves that contact information, which it should already do automatically, but you know, you can't rely on technology all the time. So just back it up again, back it up with the computer, and do this process. Um, and please like this video as well. It'll show me that you guys care about pops up again. It'll show me that you guys care about this video. So this is Sean from the Custom iPhones channel again, and you guys have a wonderful day.